Football is one of the UK's greatest passions. Now, for many people, football isn't just a sport, it's kind of a way of life. And in this episode of the English Right Now podcast, you'll discover how football shapes British culture, you'll learn about its history, and of course, you'll pick up at least 10 key vocabulary related to this subject. I say at least 10 because it's a real conversation with my dear friend Rob, and anything can happen. Hello, Rob.
Hello, Roy. Come on, Roy. Come on, Roy. Roy the Rovers. Come on.
Yes, oh gosh, that's taken me back. How are you today, Rob?
Very good, thank you. Looking forward to discussing this very popular topic here in the UK and internationally as well, of course.
Yeah. Are you a football fan?
Yeah, I'm a sofa fan. I love watching football. Never really properly played football. Yes, I kicked a ball around as a kid, but never, played it competitively. But I love to watch it. I do like to watch it, and I've got my Tottenham Hotspur mug here. Yeah, slightly out of date because look, there's Harry Kane there.
God,
Who no longer plays for Tottenham.
He's at Bayern Munich now, isn't he?
He is, and doing very well. Yeah.
Fantastic. And do you go to, so you say you watch it on the sofa, you watch it from home, you watch it on the TV. Do you watch it as well? Do you watch it live? Do you go to the stadium?
Yeah, actually I do. Because my son, he loves football. So through him, I go to matches, take him to matches. Obviously I go and see Tottenham play occasionally, but it's very, very expensive. Then we have a local team called Bromley, who I go and play. They're in a lower league, a lower division. And then, of course, I watch my son. He plays for a team as well. So Sunday morning soccer, I go and watch him play football as well. So, yeah, I do see a lot of football. What's the word? Live football.
Yeah. Nice.
How about you?
And you know my team. You know who I support, right? Derby County. Derby County. Yeah. Quite often when it's a football team of a kind of, so your football team is in the Premier League. They're in what we call the top flight, the top division. So the Premier League is one of the key pieces of vocabulary today. It's a top professional football group, a league in England, but we sometimes call a league a division. And like I said, we call it the top flight as well as a kind of sort of nickname for it. But my team isn't in the Premier League. We are in the league below. We're in the division below. We are in the Championship. And quite often when I have a team that's of a lower division than somebody else, I'll say, real team. That's a real team rather than yours, which is some kind of, I suppose we'd say, glory supporter.
Yeah.
You might disagree with that because,
Well, there are some of them around. Not me, of course, but there are glory supporters. Manchester United, that used to be the big team that I think people just automatically supported because of their, I don't know, obviously great players and brand and that all around the world. But I have to say that Man United aren't quite as good as they used to be.
No, they're not. Yeah, when I was a kid at school, everyone's like, "Oh, glory supporter," and then the two teams when I was growing up, really, the two teams everybody supported, it was either Manchester United or Arsenal. And Arsenal had this reputation; they were called boring Arsenal. And then Manchester United were like glory supporters. Anybody who supported Manchester United were just there because they were good. And of course, then there was me.
I was going to say Arsenal, the Gunners. We don't like them as Tottenham supporters. They are our rivals, our North London rivals. So boo, we don't like them.
And that's an interesting. You just mentioned a word there. It's not actually on our list, but rivals. So a rival is somebody who's basically like your enemy, your fierce opponent, and a lot of teams are built on local rivalries. So you have Arsenal and Tottenham. They're two teams that are close together, and they kind of compete to be better than each other. It doesn't matter, for example, for some people, if the team wins the league, just as long as they finish above this opponent team, this rival team. And of course, quite often, now my football team is called Derby County. It's named after the city. But these two rival teams will play a match, which is another word for a game, and that is also called a derby. What's the derby called between Tottenham and Arsenal?
Well, we call that the North London Derby. Yeah, two
Yep.
teams. They're only about, I guess, 3 or 4 miles apart. But when they meet, it's, I'd say, a lot of rivalry. It's a big local derby. Yeah. But interestingly, it's an interesting word, Derby, isn't it? Because you said your
Yeah.
team is Derby County. So
Yeah.
who does Derby County play in a local derby?
Nottingham Forest.
Not Forest.
Nottingham Forest. And sometimes we'll also so you can have more than one like rival. But the East Midlands Derby is Derby v Nottingham Forest. And a derby, as we say, is a match between two local rival teams. That's a key piece of vocabulary. And it's an interesting word, this idea of derby. And the etymology of calling this match, this type of match, a derby is a little bit unknown. But some people think it revolves around a horse race that was created by the Earl of Derby. So they call it a derby potentially. But yeah, a derby match is always kind of a good thing, but it's confusing when my team is also called Derby.
Yeah.
Can you think of any other good big rivalries, big derbies?
Let's have a look. We've got, well, South London, there's a lot of teams that can play each other,
Yeah.
like Chelsea and Fulham,
Yeah.
Brentford. They're all kind of local from the same part of London. So, yeah, you have local South London derbies as well. But there are many more. You're right. Manchester City, Manchester United.
Yeah, the
and
Manchester
Liverpool.
Derby.
Yeah, Liverpool and Everton.
Yeah. Yeah, the Liverpool Derby. That's a big game. And of course, you've got the Old Firm up in Scotland, which is Glasgow Rangers versus Glasgow Celtic, and they are fierce rivals. Fierce means kind of aggressive, but very strong. And of course, we need to talk about one thing. How would you feel if I call what we call the beautiful game? We sometimes refer to football as the beautiful game. How would you feel if I call it soccer?
Oh, no thanks. That makes me sound very American.
We need to talk about this. So soccer is technically the American word for what we call football. And there's a lot of argument. Maybe the term soccer actually originated in England due to association football or something like that. But we don't use the word. We don't tend to like the word.
No.
And of course, football was kind of the birth of what we call modern football was in sort of the 1800s. And it was when the rules were kind of standardized. My team, Derby, was one of the founder members, one of the first members of the football, what became the Football League. That's about the most thing I can be proud of about my team because they are, yeah. There's been better days.
Yes, I know. But what's exciting actually sometimes if a team like yours plays a big Premier League team,
Yes,
and we like to. We're not always, but often like to support the underdog, which would be your team. Yeah.
So the underdog is a team that is expected to lose, but sometimes it surprises everybody. It's quite common in a kind of cup game. So we have the leagues and we have a cup game. That was one of the key pieces of vocabulary, by the way, the underdog. And if Derby County plays somebody like Spurs, we would be considered the underdog. And if like a team from very low down plays Tottenham, the majority of people will support that small team because it's lovely. We call that, if they win, we call that team a giant killer.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's great.
When it happens, yes.
Not for you.
No, not for a Spurs fan. But no, I mean, it's great when you do see generally, an underdog winning and succeeding. I guess it's quite rare because, of course, there's less talent, less skill maybe in a smaller team. There's less money to invest in players. So therefore, they're not such a great team. But if they win, fantastic stuff.
Yeah. And we've used the word club quite a lot, but club is a professional football team. For example, Derby County Football Club. Quite commonly, you see those letters FC at the end. DCFC, Derby County Football Club. But nobody really says football club, really, in natural chat. So let's talk about the atmosphere. What happens at a game when you go to the stadium? So obviously, I live about 180 miles south of Derby. It's very difficult for me to get to any games, especially up in Derby. But you go every now and then. What happens? What is a match like? What is a match day like?
It's so exciting. There's such great atmosphere. And usually these days, it's quite a friendly and safe atmosphere. We could talk about hooligan. I can't even say the word. Hooligan. Can you say it for me? Thank you.
Hooliganism.
Thank you.
I'm here to help.
Thank you. Get my teeth in. That happened in the past, but these days, it's quite usually a bit of friendly rivalry, but it's a good atmosphere. You walk up to the stadium, and Spurs have a fantastic stadium, the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. It's like a spaceship has landed in this kind of rundown part of London. It really sparkles and shines. So it's really exciting walking up to that stadium. You go in with all the fans shouting and cheering. And then, of course, you go up and you take your seats because you can't stand at a football match these days. You have to sit in the stadium. And you look down on the pitch, beautiful green pitch. There's the big grassy area where they play the game.
Yep.
And there's usually a few fireworks and some music. And then the team come on, give a little wave maybe. And then it's time to start the match. It kicks off.
Kicks off to start the match. So kickoff is a great thing. We use that outside of football as well. What time does the party kick off and get started, basically? But we call it kickoff. And you use the word pitch, which is a key piece of vocabulary as well, which is the field where football is played, as you said. And I love the atmosphere. I think one of my favorite things, and in fact, one of my wife's favorite things about going to a match is the chanting, the singing. So there are things that we call football chants, and it is a song or a cheer that is sung by fans who are the supporters during matches. And some of them are really creative. My wife is always quite impressed how self-deprecating the football chants can be. We can't talk about some of them because some of them are quite rude. But for example, a team may sing, "We lose every week. We lose every week. You're nothing special. We lose every week." So it's like a self-deprecation. We are rubbish. We know we're rubbish. You're nothing amazing because you're just beating us. Everybody beats us. So yeah, little songs like that. But some of them are really creative. Do you know any chants from Tottenham that you're allowed to sing?
Yes, well, I say yes. I can't think of any clean ones really.
We'll skip on.
No, but a simple one is, come on, you Spurs, come on, you Spurs. We all chant, and the roar of the crowd, the atmosphere, the sound of it is really, very exciting, very exciting. And of course, then when your team scores a goal, well, the whole stadium erupts. People go crazy, cheering and everything. That's the best thing, of course, when your team scores a goal. Doesn't always happen with Spurs, but yeah.
I saw a chant the other day. So one thing I would really say is have a look on Instagram and these kind of things for the chanting. But I saw one that was basically, it must have been a really boring football match, and then they started singing, "Let's pretend we score a goal. Let's pretend we score a goal." And they're basically singing that they're going to pretend they score a goal. It must be a really boring match. And then they're like, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. They go wild like they've scored a goal. They haven't. Let's pretend we score a goal. Brilliant. I love the self-deprecation of football fans in this country. But yeah, I mean, I always love the atmosphere around the game as well. You go to the pub, there's people drinking, and like you say, it's a lot safer. I mean, there is still violence at some games, but it's a lot safer than it used to be. And we're going to talk about that word you don't like, hooliganism.
I still can't say it.
Just aggressive. So hooliganism is aggressive or violent behavior by some football fans, usually, and sometimes they form a kind of club of hooligans, and it's nicknamed a firm, I believe. And some of these are kind of they really kind of enjoy fighting. This film's about this, but it's not as common as it. Well, in my experience, it's this kind of hooliganism is gone down, decreased. But you've only got to look at would it be the 90s? These sort of periods of time when we played in the Euros and the behavior of some fans, not all fans, but their behaviour of some fans was atrocious.
Yes,
A lot of drinking, smashing things up.
Aren't we as well?
Yes.
Which is slightly embarrassing that your own countrymen are causing trouble. But it was a minority. There are, of course, lots of genuine football fans, but there were a group of people who would come together just to cause trouble. Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's like a really it's I think it caused a lot of bad reputation, especially in Europe. I mean, we didn't do it so much further afield. It was more when we went to Europe, like places like Belgium, I believe, that some English fans they behaved quite badly. It also can happen at less so now, but at cup finals. So a cup, it's a tournament that runs alongside the league, and you have national cups, and you have sort of international cups with things like the Champions League.
Yes.
And sometimes, in the past, this kind of hooliganism could happen at cup finals. Have you ever been to a cup final?
I haven't. No, it must be very exciting. I mean, the big one here in the UK or in England is the FA Cup, isn't it?
Yeah.
Where you have this kind of knockout competition. Teams play each other. Again, you might get those underdogs and stuff like that. But eventually, presumably the two best teams end up playing each other in the FA Cup final. Yeah.
Not always. I mean, it's sometimes we have a lucky run. And things like this. So the cup final is the last and most important match in a football tournament. And sometimes it's not when we say the best teams, it's not the kind of the most predictably best teams that get to the final. Sometimes they knock each other out, which is a word you use. To knock out is to remove from the tournament. And then another smaller team goes up on the kind of on their way to the final. And sometimes you get a really exciting final. Didn't Cardiff got to the final once, and Portsmouth, and they were like seen as kind of the underdog team. I think
definitely.
I've got a feeling Cardiff won.
I do remember Cardiff being there. Yeah. And they play this final at the home of football in England, anyway, which is Wembley.
Yeah, they play these days at Wembley Stadium, but they did in the so we used to have Wembley, and then Wembley got kind of there is a new Wembley now. And in the interim period, these kind of cup finals were played at the Millennium Stadium in Wales, in Cardiff, which is a beautiful stadium by all accounts. Never been, but but now again it's played in Wembley, Wembley. And there are in the English Football League there are some Welsh teams as well. So it's not just exclusively English teams. There are some Welsh teams as well, like Swansea, Cardiff, Wrexham,
Newport. Yeah, that's right. But Scotland have their own league, don't they? Yeah.
Well, Wales has their own league as well, but it's but there's some of the bigger teams that have been in the English Football League as well. And for a long time, people have been talking about Celtic and Rangers joining the English League. I'm not sure if it will ever happen, but that would be phenomenally interesting to see. That, but also I wouldn't want to damage the Scottish League by there's a lot to think about there, but it would be fun to see them playing in the Premier League, for example. What's your favourite time of the Football League?
Well, of course, it's towards the end of the season, I guess, where there's that battle for the top of the table. And then, of course, there's the relegation zone where teams at the bottom are fighting out to stay, get enough points, win enough games to stay in their league so they don't drop down to another one, that relegation. Yeah.
And so you say, like, so if you are in a league under the top league, at the top, you can get promotion, which means you go up. And if you're at the bottom, you get relegation. We seem to spend more time in the relegation zone these days, which is but yeah, so for me, the most exciting time is, as a Derby fan, it's the time when we're not playing. I think at the moment, I kind of like. I'm joking, but I kind of like the build up to the new season when the fixture list is released, and a fixture is a scheduled match between two teams. So they give you the list of the entire season's worth of fixtures, and you can kind of say, "Oh, we might win that. That would be a good game. I can go there." And and that's quite exciting. Of course, we have the transfer window.
I was going to say the transfer window is another exciting time. Who's coming and going in your team? Will there be a great, huge signing or something like that? Yeah.
Because you can only buy or sell players in specific times. It's called a transfer window. It's the period when you can buy and sell players. Did you buy anybody decent this year?
Yeah.
Or
Kudos we got from West Ham, and he's playing well. Yes, and Simons, Javi Simons, is that his name? Yeah, who we got from? Oh, now you're putting me on the spot here. From another team. He came from another team.
we got a really good American striker he's not scored yet, but we're hopeful. He was quite an expensive purchase.
Yeah,
and we've bought quite a few players in this year, and at the moment we are still near the bottom of the table. But it's a long season.
Yes.
It's a long season. I always think the weird thing is that football, it's never finished. That's the one thing I always think. It's never over, is it? It's always like you finish a season and a few weeks later it seems to start again. So it's like almost like it just keeps going.
Yeah, and it starts in the middle of August, doesn't it? And you think this is too early. It's the middle of summer. Yeah. I'm still on holiday in here, and here we are starting it again. All the usual drama to look forward to.
We've talked a lot about club football, which is your your teams, your local teams, who can have players from anywhere in the world. But we also need to talk about the national team, England. I mean, there's a lot of. This is an English language podcast set in. We're from England, so let's talk about the England national team. There are 4 national teams in the UK, though. There's Wales, Scotland, England, and Northern Ireland.
Yeah.
Of course, the Republic of Ireland is a separate country as well. But they each represent those 4. Each represent a different part of the UK, a different country of the UK. So we don't have a great British national team or a UK national team, although we did field one in the Olympics.
In the Olympics, in the Olympics, we have a sort of Team GB football team. Yeah, but other than that, no, people are very patriotic to their nation, aren't they? And
yes,
the most match is Scotland versus England, isn't it? A real rivalry there, isn't there?
Yeah, there's some good rivalry, and I think I mean England. We need to talk about them. Recently, we've had some decent results.
Yeah.
So we've got to kind of finals or semi-finals, and it seems like England really improved under our previous manager. So a manager is the coach or sort of the head of the team. And now we've got another manager called Thomas Tuchel, is it?
Tuchel. Yeah, Thomas Tuchel. Yeah,
there you go. But of course, we talk about England, and my wife is Brazilian, so they've won the World Cup 5 times, and she said to me, "England's never won it, have they?" And I was like, "What?
Excuse me,
once." I don't know why I really got upset, and she was like, "Really? England won it?" And I was like, "Yeah." And she was winding me up, basically. She was trying to annoy me. She was making a joke.
It was before we were born. Let's be fair.
It was, yeah. It was 1966, and I remember it not at all.
But since then, we've lived in hope, haven't we? Every time you see England play in a big tournament like the World Cup, we think, this time it could be us. As the song goes, it's coming home. Football's coming home. We haven't quite brought the cup home yet. We've got close.
No.
Let's be fair here, Roy. The women did win this year. The England women won the Euros. Yeah.
Yeah. And of course, as well, the under 21s won as well something. They won the Euros, I think, as well. Which is, they definitely won something. I mean, I'll find out later on. Somebody will tell me like, no, they didn't. They won the World Cup. They definitely won. But as you can say with me, with supporting Derby County, I can hardly class myself as a football fan at the moment. But yeah, so we won it in 1966, and since then it's been, like you say, it's hope. And I remember you talked about that song, Three Lions, isn't it?
Mm.
And it's the song we always sing at World Cups, at Euros, and it's coming home, it's coming home.
Yeah.
And for a few days or weeks up until till we get knocked out of the competition, that song is everywhere, and then suddenly it just goes dead.
Yes.
It disappears. But do you remember when that song was released?
Yeah, I think it was 1996, wasn't it? Baddiel and Sinner. Yeah.
Yeah, because we had the Euros in England, didn't we? Was it the Euros or the World Cup? I can't remember.
Euros, I think it was.
The Euros.
Yeah.
And the song goes, 30 years of hurt, never stopped us dreaming. So 30 years of hurt since 1966 until now. Now we're looking at nearly 50 years of hurt.
Coming 50 years of hurt. 60 years next year since we won a World Cup. So
oh yeah, 60. Gosh, it's a good job I'm an English teacher, not a maths teacher. I missed out 10 years there. Yeah, 60 years of hurt. It'll soon be 100 years, won't it? They'll have to update. Well, we might not be around then, but they have to update the song.
But this is the great thing about football. You know, why our teams lose every year. England loses every tournament, but we carry on supporting and watching. You know, it's great, isn't it, that we still have this belief in our team, whether it's our local team or our national team. We carry on supporting. It's in our blood, isn't it?
Yeah, and just recently, a song has kind of become like the English song. You know, the English supporter song. Can you think of that song? Sweet
Caroline.
Sweet Caroline. Sung by Neil Diamond, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. Isn't Neil Diamond an American as well?
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
I don't know how this song became so quintessentially British, but it's a brilliant song, and all the fans sing it. Sweet Caroline. Whoa, oh, and it's a great atmosphere yet again. But of course, it seems to be the England football team. They always seem to have a problem with one thing, don't they?
Oh yes, the penalties.
Yeah, or losing really. But yeah, penalty shootouts. Yeah. Oh,
it comes to penalty shootouts. You know, the game ends in a draw and it goes to penalties, and this is when disaster strikes.
Yeah. And basically, after a normal match, you maybe get some extra time, which are that's additional minutes played if the score is tied, when it's like 0-0 or 1-1 or something like this. So extra time, and after extra time, if nobody can score a goal in extra time, we have that penalty shootout, which is a way to decide the winner when the game ends in a draw, and it's basically they take shots at each other's goal, and it can be quite cruel. We seem to struggle with penalties every time. You hear the words England are in a penalty shootout. You're like, oh, I can't watch. But yeah, so yeah, I mean, who knows? Do you think in our lifetime we'll ever see England win a World Cup?
That's $1 million question. I'd love to see them win. I really would. And then, you know, they're not bad at the moment. They've won all their qualifying matches, haven't they, recently for next year's World Cup? However, to be fair, they didn't have particularly strong opposition, did they? But anyway, they won. So, you know, there's a good start there. So we shall see. We live in hope. We live in hope that they will win.
I'm going to be hopeful and say, yes, we can. Like Bob the Builder.
Okay. Yeah.
And are you going to buy the kit? So the kit is the uniform worn by the players. Do you own a kit? Do you own any?
I don't actually. It's funny actually. I was saying to my son the other day, because he's got all the football tops. He loves collecting football tops. I have never owned a football top. I don't know why. I know they're very expensive, so often you have to buy a fake one or a replica one. For a bit cheaper, and then obviously all the transfers and the marks come off, don't they, in the wash and stuff like that. But that's my dream.
Derby with an A or something. Yeah,
my dream is to own at least a football shirt, maybe not the whole kit, because you wouldn't want to see
your biggest dream.
Well, one of them. You want to see me in shorts, though, would you? So just the top.
No, I'd pay you not to do that, to be honest.
Have you got one?
Yeah, like you say. So you have the shirt, which is the top bit, and the kit is the full uniform. Not many people wear the full kit. It just seems a bit unusual, unless they're actually playing.
Have you got a Derby County kit?
I've not got a kit, but I have got a shirt. I've got a
Yeah.
shirt from the 2000s when we were in the Premier League.
Yeah.
And it's just tucked away in a cupboard somewhere. So we're predicting England wins the World Cup and Derby County are getting promoted to the Premier League within the next 3 years.
And
Let us know.
Good luck with that.
Yeah. Well, you never know. Miracles can happen. That's the magic of football that we talk about. Let us know in the comments below your favorite football team. Who do you support, or do you absolutely hate football? And of course, if you do want to support this podcast, you can also buy a cup of tea for one of us or both of us. There is a link down below. But Rob, I just want to say thank you very much for joining me today. I loved your mug. Have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you very much.
All I can say is, come on, you Spurs.
Thanks, everyone. Good luck with that.